Q6033-13. Chronic fatigue? A. Occurs when there is not enough time for a full recovery from repeated episodes of acute fatigue. B. Is the tiredness felt after long periods of physical and mental strain and lack of sleep. C. Impairs performance and ability, but not judgment. The correct answer is A. Chronic fatigue refers to a persistent and long-lasting state of exhaustion that occurs when there is not enough time for a full recovery from repeated episodes of acute fatigue. It is often the result of prolonged physical or mental exertion without adequate rest or recovery periods. Chronic fatigue can occur when individuals consistently push themselves beyond their limits without allowing their bodies and minds enough time to recuperate. This can happen in situations where there is a high demand for performance or when individuals engage in prolonged periods of intense physical or mental activity without sufficient rest. Chronic fatigue can have significant impacts on performance, cognitive abilities, and overall well-being. It can impair concentration, memory, decision-making, and physical performance. Therefore, it is important to manage and address chronic fatigue by prioritizing proper rest, recovery, and self-care practices. Q6033-14. Chronic fatigue may be evidenced by a learner's apparent A. Increase in knowledge and skill retention. B. Need for sleep. C. Acceptance of unwarranted risks. Recovery from chronic fatigue requires a prolonged and deliberate solution. The correct answer is C. Chronic fatigue can be evidenced by a learner's apparent acceptance of unwarranted risks. When individuals experience chronic fatigue, their physical and mental resources are depleted, leading to decreased cognitive functioning, impaired judgment, and reduced risk awareness. As a result, individuals may exhibit a higher tolerance for taking risks or making decisions that are not in line with their usual level of caution or judgment. This acceptance of unwarranted risks can be a sign of the impact of chronic fatigue on the learner's decision-making abilities. Recovery from chronic fatigue is not a simple or quick process. It requires a prolonged and deliberate solution that addresses the underlying causes of fatigue, provides sufficient rest and recovery periods, and promotes overall well-being. This may involve lifestyle adjustments, sleep management, stress reduction techniques, and other strategies to restore energy levels and improve cognitive functioning. It is important to recognize the signs of chronic fatigue and prioritize recovery to ensure the learner's well-being and optimal performance. Ignoring or neglecting chronic fatigue can have detrimental effects on learning, decision-making, and overall health. Q6033-15. Acute fatigue may be evidenced by a learner's apparent A. Increase in attention to detail. B. Neglect of secondary tasks. C. Acceptance of unwarranted risks. The correct answer is B. Acute fatigue can be evidenced by a learner's apparent neglect of secondary tasks. When individuals experience acute fatigue, their cognitive and physical functioning may be temporarily impaired, leading to difficulties in multitasking or maintaining attention across different tasks. As a result, learners may prioritize primary tasks while neglecting secondary tasks that are considered less essential or demanding. This neglect of secondary tasks can manifest as reduced attention, decreased efficiency, or even errors in completing those tasks. Acute fatigue can negatively impact a learner's ability to allocate attention effectively and manage multiple tasks simultaneously. It may lead to decreased vigilance, impaired concentration, and a limited capacity to divide attention between different tasks or stimuli. Recognizing the signs of acute fatigue is important to ensure the learner's well-being and optimize their learning and performance outcomes. Adequate rest and recovery are necessary to combat acute fatigue and restore cognitive functioning and attentional resources. It is important to note that acute fatigue can vary in severity and duration, and its effects can be temporary. By addressing acute fatigue and providing appropriate rest and recovery, learners can regain their ability to perform secondary tasks effectively and mitigate the negative impacts of fatigue on their overall performance. 6043. Which of the learner's human needs offer the greatest challenge to an instructor? A. Physiological. B. Psychological. C. Self. The correct answer is C. Self-related needs refer to the higher-level psychological needs of self-esteem, self-efficacy, and self-actualization. These needs involve a learner's sense of identity, self-worth, competence, and personal growth. They are deeply interconnected with a learner's motivation, engagement, and overall well-being. As an instructor, addressing and supporting a learner's self-related needs can be challenging. Each learner may have unique aspirations, goals, and self-perceptions, requiring individualized approaches and strategies. Fostering a positive and supportive learning environment that nurtures self-esteem and self-efficacy can contribute to enhanced motivation, confidence, and achievement. Meeting the self-related needs of learners involves providing opportunities for autonomy, competence, and relatedness. It requires creating a safe space for learners to express themselves, take risks, and grow. This can involve incorporating student-centered approaches, encouraging self-reflection and self-assessment, providing constructive feedback, and promoting a growth mindset. Furthermore, addressing self-related needs also involves considering factors such as self-regulation, motivation, and personal interests. Understanding learners' internal motivations, their sense of purpose, and aligning instruction with their individual goals can facilitate their self-directed learning and self-actualization. While addressing physiological and psychological needs is also important, the self-related needs pose unique challenges due to their individualistic nature and the complex interplay of factors that contribute to a learner's sense of self and personal growth. By recognizing and addressing these needs, instructors can support learners in their journey towards fulfillment and success. 6042. After individuals are physically comfortable and have no fear for their safety, which human needs becomes the prime influence on their behavior? A. Belonging. B. Self-actualization. C. Esteem. The correct answer is C. After individuals are physically comfortable and have no fear for their safety, the human need that becomes the prime influence on their behavior is esteem. Esteem needs refer to the need for self-esteem and the esteem of others. They involve feelings of self-worth, recognition, respect, and a sense of accomplishment. Esteem needs are considered higher-level needs in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, emerging after the more basic physiological and safety needs have been satisfied. Once individuals have met their physiological and safety needs, their attention and motivation shift towards fulfilling their esteem needs. The need for esteem influences behavior by driving individuals to seek recognition, achievement, and social validation. It encompasses both internal factors, such as self-respect and self-confidence, as well as external factors, such as the respect and recognition they receive from others. Esteem needs can manifest in various ways, including seeking success, pursuing personal goals, seeking admiration or recognition from others, and striving for self-improvement. The fulfillment of esteem needs plays a crucial role in shaping individuals' behavior, choices, and aspirations. It's important to note that once esteem needs are met, individuals can also strive for self-actualization, which represents the highest level of personal growth and fulfillment. However, in the given scenario, where individuals are physically comfortable and feel safe, esteem needs take precedence as the prime influence on behavior before self-actualization needs come into play.